Have you ever seen something so beautiful? I don't think I have. I don't I don't think I have. Honestly, I'm not sure where to begin with this one. When people ask me about what my favorite video games are, I usually tell them my top 4, because I have 4 that come to mind almost immediately. Final Fantasy XIV is one of my favorite video games of all time, particularly Shadowbringers and Endwalker. They're both really good stories, and Endwalker especially resonated with me. It's kind of one of those expansions that I played exactly when I needed to play it. Another game I usually tell people that is in my top 4 is Star Fox Adventures, because I just think that game nails atmosphere and a sense of adventure really, really well. And, you know, it's got dinosaurs in it. Everybody likes dinosaurs. Another game in my top 4 is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Wind Waker is a game that nails charm, wit, atmosphere. It has that sense of adventure, and it's just got a really nice style to it. And the game that I usually tell people is my all-time favorite game, I would say, is Okami. I played Okami when it came out on the PS2. It was back in 2006. I was blown away. I had heard about it from some friends. They were really excited because they just thought the game looked really cool. And so I picked it up because people were talking about it. And I fell in love with it immediately. I was totally blown away. It was one of those adventures that I was totally immersed in as a kid. I played it nonstop to the end. Just any chance I could get my hands on that controller and play Okami, I did. And I beat that game, and it was the first game legitimately to make me cry. The way it all came together at the end, all the dialogue, just seeing the arcs with various characters, especially Isin, just seeing his arc kind of come to fruition, and hearing that final boss theme. And then there's the cutscene that, if you've played the game to the end, you know probably exactly what I'm talking about. And the way that, again, it all comes together is just gorgeous. That I just cried. I cried because it was so beautiful. The art style, the story, the characters, the whole adventure. It was just so beautiful. And as soon as I beat that game, I turned around and I played through it again. And I think I did this one more time. I think I played the game 3 times through before putting it down. And I even 100%ed it. And as someone with ADHD, where my attention span is very short, I do not 100% games very often. And I put the game down for a little bit. I think a year later, I picked it back up. I beat the game, I think, a total of 8 times. And one of those times is actually recently on stream. I played through Okami on Twitch, and even 18 years later, that ending, I tried to hide it on stream the best I could, but I did tear up. Because there's something about that game that is beautiful. And I always thought it was the biggest crime that it never seemed to get the love that it deserved. I never went and played Okami-den. I just never found a copy of it. And it's kind of a shame that I didn't. I've heard some really mixed stuff about it, but I think one of these days I'll go through and I'll try my best to play through it. I always just kind of wanted that Okami sequel, that like true to form Okami sequel. I know Okami-den is like similar, but there's some differences and stuff like that. And some people care for it and some people don't care for it, and that's totally fine. But Okami, with everything that happened with the launch of that game, and that game just not selling super well or getting marketed very well, a lot of people compared it to Twilight Princess because, you know, similar gameplay, and they both have wolves. People told me basically forever, like, Okami is never going to get another sequel. It's going to be Okami and Okami-den, and that's it. It's never going to see a full proper sequel. And I sat there and I heard that for 18 years, and I even believed it for a while. And I kind of like made my peace with it. It seems like I'm the kind of person that a lot of the games that I like, sometimes they're just not that popular and they're kind of niche. You know, Star Fox Adventures is definitely one of those games that is very niche, just the Star Fox series in general. And I just kind of like made my peace with it a bit, but I always secretly hoped. And I know the director of Okami was telling people, he said, you know, if you guys want to see a sequel, show support for it. And I tried to show as much support as I could. You know, I have 3 copies of the game. I've talked people into playing the game. I've talked several people into playing the game. I always try to do my part. I even talked like random people into playing the game that I like saw in real life. This is kind of a weird story. I saw people looking for a game in the Switch section and they were looking at Okami, and I literally saw that they were looking at Okami. I walked over to them. I was like, you should play that. You should play that. That game is amazing. It literally made me cry. I literally was that person. I showed that game so hard. Capcom, sponsor me, please. Anyways, I waited for 18 years for this day to come, and now that this day is here, I mean, I'm kind of sad that I didn't record myself watching the Game Awards, but I'm gonna be real. While I was excited for a lot of stuff, the Okami sequel and Elden Ring Night Rain are definitely my top two things that I'm super excited for. Everything else, I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff, but you know, those two things definitely took the cake. I'm an emotional person. It is very rare that I cry over a game announcement. I don't remember the last time. It might have been, it wasn't even a game announcement the last time I cried over something like this. It was Banjo-Kazooie being put into Smash Bros. I think that was it. I think that's the last time I cried over some sort of gaming showcase. Today, I'm proud to say I cried like a baby. I ugly cried. When I realized what this was, I was actually talking in my Discord with some of my community members, and I jokingly said, kind of like at the very start of it, with the drums and everything, I was like, it's Okami 2. And then I said, I'm kidding. And then right after, I saw the silhouette of a wolf running through the woods, and I said, I'm not kidding. And I think I knew at that point. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way this is an Okami sequel. There's no way that this is real. Because we waited for 18 years, right? 18 years. And then it was like, but it's real. All the talk about this, you know, this could happen if you show enough support. It was real. And after almost 2 decades, I lost it. I yelled, you know, I'm not going to do a reenaction because I'm pretty sure I about busted my throat doing it. I was just yelling like, oh my God. Because like, I like jumped up in my chair. I was like squatting in my chair, just like pointing at the screen like a little like caveman who saw fire, like, oh my God, you know, just kind of like, I'll put a picture of my typing to my community whenever the teaser was being shown, because I was keyboard smashing pretty hard. Pretty hard. You know, I really wasn't sure what I wanted this video to be at first, but I think I just want it to be kind of like my thoughts, just kind of as I absorb the announcement. Basically, I started recording this right after the Game Awards, and I wasn't really sure. I was kind of like still half in tears, still half not sure what I even wanted to say, not even sure that I had like the capacity to say anything intelligent other than just like pointing and crying and being like, yes, finally, after all these years. But now that I've calmed down a little bit, I took a small break in recording and I got some food. I think what I want to say above all is just like, I had this realization that it's been 18 years since Okami 1. I have effectively waited for this game to come out for 18 years. And that's over half of my life. Over half of my life, I've been waiting for this game. And to see it be confirmed, to see it be real, is unreal. It's an unreal feeling. It's the sort of feeling that it's just like, I spent so long waiting and wishing and frankly not even believing sometimes that it could ever happen. And it's here. And it's a magical like cloud 9 feeling. And I'm just really happy. I'm really, really happy that this exists. You know, I know that it's confirmed that it's in development. You know, something bad could always happen and it could always get canceled. I would be devastated if that were to ever happen, but it's here. It's real. I've waited so long, and I know so many other people have too, and we're all just like sitting here crying and celebrating, and it's just nice. It's just nice that it's real. And they've got, it seems like it's a lot of the people who worked on the first one as well. And I am just really, really optimistic and hopeful. I know I shouldn't be, you know, in this industry of gaming, it's kind of dangerous to be optimistic, but I want to believe it's going to be amazing. I think it will be. It seems like from the letter that Kamiya wrote and put on social media that a lot of heart was put into this already. And yeah, that is enough for me to have some amount of optimism, because obviously this is a project, because he talked about it so much, right, over the years. This is a project that he really cares about. And so I'm excited to see what the Okami sequel is going to be like. All right, well, I'm not going to dwell too long on this video. I am, 1, having technical problems with my PC, and 2, needing to record like at least 3 more videos. So I better get to doing that, because I also have another big project I have to work on, because my list, it never seems to actually shrink. It really doesn't ever seem to actually shrink. The life of a workaholic. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. And if you haven't, play Okami. Please play Okami. It's a really good game. Bye.